Hello, welcome to I Like the Sound of That, where we listen to music together, discuss how it makes us feel, and if we like the sound of that. As we listen today, we'll be considering it in three different ways: the lyrics, if any, the instruments, and the groove, and concluding with a rating out of 5 stars. Now let's begin. Today we're going to be listening to Beheading of a King's first EP, self-titled. There are 5 songs on it, so starting with the Prelude. Let's go. So it starts off very technical. It's like a guitar and a drum riff. Technical kick patterns. Pretty crunchy. There's a cymbal going through it. I think that's a crash of some sort. And then the kick kicks in. And a bit of a groove. Now there's a guitar riff coming in. It's very melodic. Both the groove of the drums and the guitar parts, I like how they come in separately, with the crash continuing through, carrying it together. Now the guitar is turned into a bit of a solo. No vocals, but I think it serves very well as a prelude. And then it crescendos, I think is the word, into track 2, Menherd. So there's a bit of dissonance happening right away. There's a bit of, I would say, like crabcore, droney drums and guitar, but then like some technical overlay with guitars. And the vocals, they sound very 2009 metalcore. There was a little guitar squealy, very cool. It breaks down a bit around the 1 minute mark, and then it picks up again. There's a good range of different screams, some that are longer. The lyrics seem pretty profound for I think this is our first release. We live our life without a care for tomorrow, generation built on false morals. So it's very doomy and dark. We're a herd prepared to be slaughtered, we're all sheep gone astray. So I think that's alluding to the mindlessness of people and how we've lost any kind of direction, which again is very deep or profound for a first release and a band as young as these guys were at the time. I believe all of them were under 18, although I could be wrong. Beheading of a King is a band out of Quebec. The growls into the breakdowns or chorus are really nice. There's more of that technical drum pattern, the kick pattern with the guitar, and I like that kind of stuff. Yeah, the screams that don't really sound like a word but are heavy and lead into a breakdown or chorus are really nice. This band does that well. Yeah, this song has me with the kick patterns. And tell me what's the use of living just to wither away. Great lyrics. I mean, definitely for a first release. And the mixing on the drums is very nice. It's not muddled by the other instruments. It's very standout and ends the track as well. Track 3, Bible Crumbles. Here we go. Vocals start us off. Very erratic pattern, doesn't fall into a typical couple line structure. It's just going more like prose. Oh, an extended scream that lasts into the chorus breakdown. Well, it's not quite the chorus yet, but it kicks off with the drums. It's very nice. And then the drums kind of on the kick sputter out. The solo parts of the guitar sound very classic, very reminiscent of like 80s heavy metal bands. And then the drums picking up. Not with that technical pattern, it's just getting faster, accelerating things along. Oh, I like this line. Soon fear with remorse as the pillars of your temple collapse and hear your assets cry as they burn alive. And that leads into a breakdown. Not the most technical breakdown, but it's a groovy one nonetheless. I would say the drums are very much like early Veil of Maya. In this song, the guitar really tends to chug away with the drums and have a few solo moments. But it's definitely chugging. Yeah, the song has a lot going on in it. It's very chaotic, but it's definitely one of the heavier two on the album. Too few. There's so far Prelude, Menherd, Bible Crumbles, all pretty heavy. And actually, I misspoke. It's not an album; it's an EP, but it's very heavy, and this is more chaotic and also has good instruments. Now going into track 4, Momentary Compulsive. Interesting drumming. The guitars are doing more in the background. So the drums are doing like a medium pace kick thing that leads into like a bit of work on the guitar. Like they're playing off of each other, going back and forth a bit. Like there's a steady kick while the guitar is doing some lick work, and then it goes to the drums while the guitar is more steady. Yeah, this one's a little weaker on the lyrics, I think, but still fits into that metalcore vibe for the time. Definitely progressive, though. In my opinion, you know if a heavy album is good if it makes you make that certain face, that stank face, that bass face. There's some scale work going on the guitar. Not sure how I feel when bands do that, but it's definitely skilled and impressive. The sound of the kick is really nice on this song. I'm definitely more interested in the instruments in the song than the lyrics. It could be that they're distracting, but it's a shorter song as well. Yeah, I couldn't really tell what was happening in that song, but the mixing was cohesive. It sounded good if it didn't, but I wouldn't say it's a standout track. And now we have number 5, Rotten Peace. This one's definitely better on the lyrics. Where was that line? Where twilight reigns, we'll meet ourselves in salvation. The guitar is really strong here. It feels very heroic. And the drums are like marching on. That drumming again. It's a drum solo with kick patterns. And then back into the next verse. Yeah, the guitar work is so strong in this, leading into the solos. And I think it goes well with the lyrics. The pacing is really nice. It's not slowing down. A quicker part on vocals. This track is definitely mixing things up nicely. There's like a scale thing happening on guitars here. But the vocals are also ramping up too, so it works well together. There's an interesting mixing choice happening where there were sounds happening on the right and not the left, and then something else like kicked in. I don't know what else to call these kind of parts besides like heavy crabcore type endings. It's like droney, like you doing the bounce. So that was the last song, Rotten Peace. That was the EP Beheading of a King by Beheading of a King. I believe released in 2009. So that was the one featuring their previous vocalist, Matt Paquette. And I think is a standout album, or EP. One of the top of that time period for metalcore. I would say better than some of the kings of the time who were already a couple albums in. And these were young guys, like I said, under 18. So, hats off to them. To go into the ratings, I would say the lyrics across the board, there were some tracks that were weaker than others. The Prelude didn't have any lyrics, but I would give the lyrics out of 5 stars maybe a 3. They're pretty profound. I think a lot of metalcore at the time was trying to be over the top and profound. So there's others that are also profound. I remember Northlane's, it's not a EP, but their one, I think it's Discovery with Quantum Flux on it, was really profound as well. So that's what I would give the lyrics. The instruments, I would say, were standout on this. Carried it through most of the way. I would say the only thing that kind of fell short on that was the mixing, so I would give that a 4 out of 5. And lastly, the groove. So I found myself bouncing along to most of this. I really enjoyed it. I think it's got some classic sounds to it. Like I said earlier, Veil of Maya, some classic heavy metal bands. Solo work is very nice. Very groovable. So again, I'll give that about a 4 out of 5 stars. And lastly, to put it all together, concluding with a final rating, I would say, putting this together, I would give this a 4.5 stars out of 5. Because the mixing was holding it back, honestly. It's only available in DVR quality, which isn't my preference. I like things to be 320 or lossless. And you can really tell the age of the mixing. Again, it was an early release for them, probably their first, so it's totally understandable, but I think a remaster or a remix of this would make it a 5 album for sure, or a 5 release. So, to finish off, yes, I do like the sound of that. I hope you did too, and thanks for tuning in. See you next time.